Are you serious? Are you serious? What? Russia's spacecraft shockingly, almost incredibly razor thin NASA satellite, almost an EMP in the sky. Hang on, everybody. I got a lot to tell you. I'm telling you that right now. But first, I want you to know right now, go to www.pastorpaulgold.com. That's www.pastorpaulgold.com. You can call them at 877-646-5347. Let me tell you what they're telling us. Look, investing feels overwhelming right now, doesn't it? So complicated, so many decisions, but leaving your money in the bank, well, that's not great. It's losing value every single day. So it is stressing you out. If you are that stressed out and it's driving you nuts, why not invest smarter with Noble Gold Investment? Precious metals are simple and real. There isn't a company on the stock market that that was around 2,000 years ago, but gold was. It is a biblical currency. It's always been there through wars, disasters, and turmoil. Reliable, dependable, and authentic gold. And that's why you can't go wrong with some of your retirement funds or your 401k rollover into precious metals. They've always had your back. Noble Gold Investment. It's an American-based experts. They will show you how to set and to forget your IRA or your 401k. Simply go to www.pastorpaulgold.com. That's www.pastorpaulgold.com. Or you can call them at 877-646-5347. That's 877-646-5347. And of course, there's always a risk of investment, and there's always no guarantee. But gold is a very powerful source of an asset of protection. All right. So let me just say something right now. This unbelievable. What happened, literally, what happened with this Russian satellite, this Russian spacecraft, almost hitting, literally almost hitting a satellite that was so razor thin. It was so close. It was so incredibly close. It could have been an explosion in the lower atmosphere. And well, let me just tell you what it would have done. And up there at the satellite level could have caused an EMP. This is what everybody is concerned about and should be concerned about it. I'm telling you that right now. This was a very close call, to say the least. And I don't know. I mean, you tell people about these things. You tell it, be careful out there. You don't know what's coming, what's going to happen next, and then boom, you have this situation develop. And we know there's just so many. There's so many. I mean, so many satellites up there now, and we just keep putting them. All of the people from all over the world now are putting these satellites up there that are just getting so incredibly dangerous. And we're on the brink of, no doubt, a serious collision. But NASA is shocked by how close Russia's spacecraft came to hitting our satellite. A Russian satellite was just literally just a few meters from hitting a NASA counterpart in a shocking near miss that could have put lives at risk in America and in the U.S. Space Agency, and it could have set off a EMP that could have caused massive power outages and grids down in the world. Pam Melroy, the deputy administrator of NASA, said experts had been really scared by the incident that took place because it was not possible to maneuver either satellite. So Russia has to make sure that when they put a satellite up there, that they don't put it there on a gravitational path that winds up crashing into another one. The narrow escape happened when the defunct dying Russian spy satellite called Cosmos 2221 drifted uncomfortably close to NASA's thermal thermosphere, lonosphere, megasphere, energetics, and dynamics satellite, which monitors the Earth's atmosphere. So we have this satellite up there measuring the ionosphere, the magnetosphere, and the atmosphere. And the Colonel Melroy, a former astronaut, said that if these satellites had collided, it would have led to thousands of bullet fast pieces of debris shooting around the world, and warned that the issue was monumental. So we would have not only had an explosion that could have caused and probably would have caused an EMP, but thousands of bullets would have been firing from the sky onto the Earth. Speaking at the Space Foundation Space Symposium in Colorado, she said it was very shocking personally and for all of us here at NASA. She said that NASA spacecraft called Timed and a Russian satellite, neither of them maneuverable, no way to maneuver either one, were expected to make a very close path, but we never dreamed it would get this close. 10 meters apart, 30 feet. They missed each other by 30 feet. Guys, are you serious? Had the two satellites collided, there would have been a debris generation of thousands of tiny shards of bullet pieces of metal traveling 10,000 miles an hour would have came through the Earth's atmosphere, puncturing a hole in either another spacecraft, destroying other satellites, possibly even hitting human beings here on the Earth, and could have and would have created a small EMP, which could have then messed up the power grids or fried other components. It's a kind of sobering to think that something like this, guys, could ever happen. It really is. Okay. But you knew this is coming. You know it's coming. And not only is it coming accidentally, but it will happen intentionally. There's 10,000 satellites right now that are orbiting the Earth at 22,000 miles. Okay. And the number of these satellites is growing. And then you have 400,000 satellites that have been approved globally for low Earth orbit, with SpaceX alone going to put another 44,000 for its Starlink internet constellation. So you've got 10,000 circling the Earth at 22,000 miles from the surface of the Earth. And then you're going to have 400,000 at low Earth orbits. And experts have predicted that once all the planned internet constellations are operational, there will be around 16,000 decaying satellites at any one time that will need to come out of the orbit. Not only are the dead satellites clogging up valuable orbit space, but they will risk setting off a major disaster. In 1978, Donald Kessler, in what's known as the Kessler syndrome, a NASA scientist predicted that when enough objects are in low Earth orbit, any collision would set off a cataclysmic chain reaction that would send wreckage into the path of other satellites, breaking them apart and releasing more debris. It is known as the Kessler syndrome, and the subsequent swirling debris cloud of fast-traveling wreckage would make space inaccessible for everyone and wipe out critical satellite systems, including GPS systems. Now, NASA said it was planning to invest more heavily in detection, tracking, and collision avoidance to prevent a catastrophic smash. It said it would start in the Earth's orbit, then move on to the tracking objects around the moon and further afield. Now, the space agency also warned that failing to keep space clear could damage astronomy. Many large telescopes now struggle with streaks in their images where satellites are flying past the lens of their cameras in their field of view. So Colonel Melroy said the problem is monumental. We can't even agree on how many pieces of debris are in orbit right now because we have so many models out there. Space is very busy. We have been making it harder on ourselves. And so NASA is putting a way forward that will make sure that we do the right thing. Several companies, including Airbus and Astral Scale and Clear Space, are working on spacecraft which can catch dead satellites and bring them down to the Earth. Okay, so that's going to become a business. Somebody's going to get that business, just taking down the dead ones, preventing massive collisions and crashes and debris falling. So, guys, here we are. We've got Space Force, we've got NASA, we got SpaceX, we got the cosmonauts, we got the astronauts, we got the cosmonauts and the alienauts, and you got all of the ET up there, and you got all these aliens, and you got all this stuff floating around, and you got the angels, and you got the principalities and the powers, and you got Lucifer and all of his angels. I mean, think about it. They're all floating around up there. It's getting to become as busy as an interstate highway. And how much longer can we go on? How much more do we got to deal with? And so I just say that, I mean, man, God has gone where man should never have been in the first place. Okay? It really has. They've gone where they probably should have never been in the first place. So, keep your eyes open. EMP, that's something you got to really be considering, an EMP from these crashing satellites. This is really, I know it's going to happen. It's probably certainly set to happen. Okay, it really, really is. So we're watching close. Guys, I tell you, it's been, I'm here in Indiana. What? Indiana? I'm back. Yes, I'm here in Indiana. And tonight, don't miss tonight's broadcast with Mike from around the world. It will be amazing. We will be having an incredible program tonight. Things are out of control. Iran. The war in the Middle East. What about Israel now? The threat by Iran to attack Israel. There is conversation, folks, of detonation and the destruction of Damascus. Now, Iran realizes that Israel is very close to taking out, doing severe damage to their military operations in Damascus, Syria. The Russians also are very concerned about Israel doing this. And so there is the heated exchanges now starting to take place between the United States and Israel and the Russians and the Iranians and everyone in the region. This is really starting to get absolutely insane. Yes, this is not rude. No is right, but I've got to ask. Apparently, the UN has proposed the creation of a Palestinian state. Yes, they have. Yes, they have. It's on the table. It's being discussed in back rooms. It's being discussed among the security, the United Nations Security Council. They want to bring this thing to the floor. They want to vote this in. They want to force parting the land. They want to force a two-state solution without the approval of Israel and literally force it. Now, they can't do it as long as America vetoes it and doesn't allow it to go to the floor. But think about this. President Joe Biden wants it done. He keeps saying he wants a two-state solution. And guys, I'm going to tell you something. This is unbelievable. Now, he wants it, but he wants the whole world to agree with it. And I think he can get most of the world to agree with it. course, he also wants Israel to agree to it. And Israel's saying, no, we're not going to agree to parting the land unless we're allowed to build the third temple and some kind of security, peace and security guarantees can be worked out. So, guys, I'm telling you, it's on the table. The red heifers are in the stall, and I've got more information about that. The red heifers and the sacrifice of the red heifers and the burning of the ashes. I have new information, inside information I want to share with you guys tonight. This is big. So be ready. Don't miss tonight's broadcast. Starts at 9 p.m. Eastern, right here on the coming apocalypse. We're in the last days. Give your life to Jesus Christ, guys. Seriously, don't wait around. The Lord is coming soon. You can give your Passover offerings. People are already sending in their Passover offerings. Of course, you guys know Passover is April 22nd. You can send your Passover offerings to paulbegleyprophecy.com. Of course, or you can mail it, or, but when you send your best offering, also include your special prayer requests. I'm going to gather them, and I'm taking them with me to Israel when we go the next time we make the trip to Israel, okay? Which I'm going to make it sooner rather than later. I am waiting on the Lord right now. I've been in prayer, waiting on the Lord. I want to go. I know how prophetic the time is. I understand the war is still going on. I'm not talking about taking a tour. I think I'm going to go before taking a tour of people there. I want it totally safe. The war has to be over before we'll take a tour of people to Israel. But I want to go in advance of that. And so I haven't, we're still in prayer. We're just still in prayer. We don't know. We're just still waiting on the Lord on that. But we will take your prayer requests and we will store them and wait till the time to go. And then we'll take those to Israel with us, pray over them, and go to the wall and pray right there in Jerusalem. And so God knows exactly what we need. So please go to our website, paulbegleyprophecy.com, and you can give your Passover offering. Also, if you haven't ordered your copy of Revelation 9:11, it is doing well. We're still number one in New Testament commentaries. We're still number one new hot release there right now. We have been for about 10 straight days. But at the same time, people are ordering the book. They are shipping them every day to people all over. Folks are getting them. And also, if you got our book and you want to leave a review, go to Amazon and leave a review. Okay. The reviews have been incredible. And we're at a 4.9 stars right now out of 5. We're very happy. People love the book. I read every comment. I read every review. I go to Amazon every day, at least once a day, and read all the, read the newest. I've read them all so far that have been there, and I read all the new reviews of what people think about the book, because we're in the process of starting the next book, which is going to be a sequel to this, which is actually going to be unbelievable. And I'm not allowed to tell you the title of the book yet or anything. Still not allowed to say that yet, but it is going to be unbelievable. We've already started the process. And so we're going to have another book, but that'll probably come out next year. I want you to know that this book here is touching lives. When I was in Dallas, before I came to Indiana last night, I was in Dallas and I did an interview. Troy Anderson and I did a television show with Jimmy Evans. His television show is called Tipping Point. You can find it on YouTube. You can watch it on television. Jimmy Evans is a powerful, powerful ministry, and it was a great interview. We did it in his studio, and so again, people are hearing what the book has, and it's really a blessing to so many people. And people are being touched by it, moved by it, and stunned by it. stunned by the information, which I knew was going to happen. So get a copy of that as well. I'll be back, guys. I will be back with more right here on the coming apocalypse. Don't miss tonight at 9. I'll be back again here today, but don't miss tonight with Mike from around the world at 9 p.m. Eastern. It will be explosive broadcast. God bless.